I think we gotta invite him over. Danny, can you make your way over here?
Yes,
Thank you.
Hey guys.
Fantastic.
Thank you guys.
So great.
I appreciate that.
I'm sorry.
You're ready to do this in front of crowds. I can sense it.
I got a little bit of practice.
That was wonderful.
I appreciate that.
You were amazing.
Thank you, guys.
We want to ask you some questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, man.
Some hard-hitting questions.
Fire away.
Okay, seriously, how in the world? I mean, we've all watched American Idol, but very few of us have been on American Idol. Have you been on, April?
Never. Or even make it.
I've not been on. No. I haven't even thought about being on. And let me ask you, because what's the journey? How does somebody get, let me go before that. How did you even get into music? How did you know you wanted to sing?
Okay, so Dad always played guitar when we were kids, and he played guitar in the church. I was raised in church. A lot of great singers, you know, huge singers actually, they started in the church. Music just somehow has a way to like attach to you in church, and you know anyone can sing, so they just go up to the stage and you do it. But anyways, Dad would sing with the guitar, and even at home, Dad would always pull out the guitar, and it was interesting how music had an influence on my family's life, because when we didn't like doing chores, Dad would pull out the guitar and make a song into the chore, you know, and all of a sudden we were like dancing, singing, doing like the robot, you know, while we're doing our chores.
Doing the robot?
No, that was actually.
You know, that's the magic word. You get $50 for that.
Right.
So it was through the church.
Yeah, through the church, and then I started, I met my first wife, you know, at church, as a matter of fact, and she was, you know, we were like 17 years old, and she began to be hooked to the show when the show came on. And when we were married at first, I never, you know, I was, you know, like every singer says they don't want to try out for American Idol, but you kind of did in the back of your mind. That was me. And so, but I couldn't really watch the show, so I never got really into it because I was working 2 jobs, you know, and so it consumed.
Wait, what 2 jobs?
So I was a semi-truck driver, you know, full-time local in the day, drove a 53-footer tractor trailer. Yes, I was that guy.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because if I'm looking at you right now, you look like you live in Miami on the beach.
You're not the typical.
Like, yo, I got my load
Mr.
here.
GQ.
All right, so here's.
So you drove a truck.
I drove a truck.
That's impressive.
I don't know if we have time, but I'm curious. How did you get that gig?
That was hustling.
Hustling.
Man,
okay.
I was trying to make it, man.
All
you
right.
know,
Okay. So seriously, you're driving a truck. I'm
doing a praise and worship at the church.
At the church. So you're singing regularly at the church, but you got to drive a truck to make ends meet.
Yeah, because they couldn't pay me, but I knew I was supposed to do it, and that's where I got my musical experience. And so finally, you know, my whole day is consumed every day of the week, working almost 80 hours a week. And so finally, Sophia got, you know, we got DVR at our apartment, and she watched the show every year because I wasn't home at night. You know, that's what was her thing to do. And so finally, when I get home late at night, around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, I would just tune in because we'd watch it together. And all of a sudden,
because now that you had the DVR, you could.
At night, right? I could just hit.
So the DVR changed your life.
Changed my life.
Yes.
I owed them.
Yes.
You know,
this is true.
DVR.
This is true.
Thank you.
I actually know Mr. DVR, the guy who invented it. It's named after him. Yes.
He's a good man.
Mr. DVR,
Hug him and thank him.
Go ahead. Okay, so seriously,
kiss him for
so
me.
what happened? What got you to go there?
Well, so then I'm watching it, and it's January because that's when the show comes on live.
Yeah.
And then it goes to February, and that itch is getting stronger. And I look over at Sophia and said, I'm gonna try out for American Idol. And she kind of just, you know, punched me. It's like, I told you, do it. So I even, as I'm a worship leader too, you know, for my pastor, you know, I'm ahead of the teams of both his churches. You know, I said, hey, I want your blessing. That was in March. He gave me his blessing. Well, Sophia was born with a heart condition, and we had a surgery, excuse me, that was already scheduled for late June. And unexpectedly, she died that year, 1 month before the audition I'd already set up to go to. Wow. She died July 9th. The audition I was scheduled to go to was August 8th. And, you know, people said, well, why did you try out after such, you know, a tragedy like that? Well, I was 28. 28 was the cutoff.
See, nobody knows. This is the inside stuff.
Did you have that moment of saying yes or no?
I had that moment of I can't do this. This isn't, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm a mess right now. I'm a wreck. There's no way I'm going to go and try out for this show and just like look like a weirdo on TV because I was a horrible mess. But I just put one foot in front of another. And
I imagine you were doing it for her.
Absolutely. I made that promise to her.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I'm so glad, you know, I was put in that rock and hard place because I noticed that when we go through struggles, and when I went through a struggle, like that was a very deep struggle, that I almost, you know, my world was so small. We become so hyper-focused on the problems that we're going through that all I could do was focus on that. But when I was able to, you know, kind of just keep moving forward and I got on that show, the world was so much bigger. It put my problems in perspective. And perspective is everything. That's why, like, the Eagle is so amazing because, man, it might look pretty bad on this level, but when you get up here, you understand that there is healing, that there's hope, that there's still another day ahead of you.
Wow. Okay, well, we're out of time for this segment.
I'm inspired right now.
But we want to,
Wow.
I know. We're going to come back and we want to hear a little bit more about American Idol and about your future, what's going on in your life right now. So can you stay with us here?
Absolutely.
Okay, hang on, and we will be right back with Danny Gokey. Yeah.